Hi, Luminaires. Hello, hello. I hope everybody is doing well today. It is our live stream here for the Energy Update August 2024. My name is Jamie Butler, the Everyday Medium, which simply means that I love bringing the woo-woo to an everyday digestible normalcy, because so many of us out there are highly sensitive and using our abilities this way. Let's develop the language and the community around it as well. If you are here, please let me know by putting your fingers to the chat thread, letting me know if you can hear me okay, as well as calling Ziegler, who is off camera.
Hi, everyone.
She's going to be anchoring the energy today, as well as observing the chat thread to see if there's any questions of clarity. Yay! Great, thank you so much. Luminaires, I have yeses and nos.
I can see you on my end, so maybe if they refresh, but it did take a second.
It always takes a second. And boy, we are plugged in twice over. We had everything checked, and we are hoping that the energies today are not going to mess up with the computers and so forth. So while we're getting settled in and people are coming in, I would love to share a little bit that's happening here in the JBM world. If you are still interested in joining the mentorship, it has been postponed to September 17th. So I would love to see you there. That's if you are a highly sensitive person and you want to launch your own career, entrepreneurship in mediumship and energy healing and anything that holds a sensitive quality of that nature. This 6 months, actually, I'm going to spread it out over 7, is going to be that biggest supporting element you might be looking for. So please check that out. You can go to the website, jamiebutlermedium.com. We also have 2 series coming up, 21 days of consecutive healing for cellular regeneration. If you enjoy the remote healings that I do, it's Reiki based with a little bit of quantum, allowing multidimensionals and angels and guides to come in to assist. I do this for you for 21 days in a row. We meet on Zoom, so you can be a part of it if you would like, or you can watch the recordings, or simply just stay remote and enjoy 21 days of consistent 1-hour healings. It's pretty magical. And if you are looking to communicate to your loved one who has crossed over, then join me for September 3rd. It is a 10-week series, and I specifically hone in on your skills so that you can reach that goal of having a conversation with your loved one. That's the simplest way to say it. I know you guys have these abilities. Sometimes we just need a little bit of shape and maybe someone to help give you the experiences so that you can create that validation of what you're able to do. And I would love that to be me. Like, my favorite thing is to teach and to help people wake up to their natural abilities. Today, we're going to be trance channeling, and that is when I'm going to let spirit come into my body and talk to you directly. Maitland is a younger entity. If you do not know her, just be prepared that she is youthful, silly, fun, and she has a great way of taking really complicated information and handing it to you. I feel like I'm talking fast, like she is already in my body. Catch my breath. This is the hardest part, is to stay present before a trance channeling and sound what? Cohesive. Like I got it together, because it's very difficult. Okay. So Maitland's going to come through. She's going to talk to you about what chakras are going to be challenged, supported, needed. She's also going to talk about bed gridding, like using crystals to grid your bed area, as well as what Hertz sound frequency is great for the month, spirit animal, God, the list goes on, essential oils, best day to communicate to spirit. What else is there? I feel like she just gives a lot of information, guys.
And then she gives even more in the deep dive after this.
How can there be so much more information? But she does it. So I will now check out. I won't get to see you later, but I hope you are well. And I'll say my goodbyes now as Maitland comes in. I do have a tickle in my throat, and this is my mic. I'm going to move it. There we go. Oh, I'm nervous. JC, you're excited? Here we go. I'm kind of like a little bit of a shake. If you're practicing seeing subtle light energy, check out the right side of my body, between my head and my shoulder, not the wall, but just kind of mid-air. And commonly you'll see a shift in light. Have a good time. Enjoy the energy update for August. You good, Colleen?
I'm good.
All right, here we go. Oh, it's like I feel really light and happy, but the body is like, it's like really heavy. Oh, well,
Hi,
I'm going to
Maitland.
change that. Hi. Hi, Colleen. Hi, everybody. Hi, Luminaires. My name is Maitland, Maitland. And today I'm going to talk to you about August's energy update for the year 2024. Can you believe you're in 2024? Before you know it, you're going to be looking at your calendar and it's going to be 2027. Because I say that because the 25th and the 26th are just going to move so fast because there's so many changes. And the changes are really launched in this year. Okay, let's get into it. I don't really have a name for August. Maybe I would call it Get Out of the Box. It's a Get Out of the Box month. So if you listened to last month's energy, like around the 19th, the 20th, the 22nd, there was this energy shift where the subconscious kind of came to the surface. And it's like the density of your body changed. And a lot of you have been experiencing different timeline. You call them glitches, but that makes them sound like they're wrong. It's you growing your frequency. And so you have these timeline jumps. And with this, it was a little bit of a boost, and then you're going to kind of come off of it. But what August is giving you is all this opportunity to really practice being outside of the box. The box is what I'm going to call the norm, the expected, the routine, where this is how you would approach something, but I want you to kind of be curious about anything that comes. So the first week, I like to talk about the energy of the month versus weeks. And when I say the first week, I mean the 1st through the 7th. So, or is it the 6th? But you know how it goes. The first week is all about challenging the sacral chakra. I'm going to move this closer because I like it when you're close to me. So the first week is all about the challenging of the sacral energy. And the sacral energy is the creative energy. So right from day one, it's like these download informations. It just comes through and you'll have a ton of ideas. Even if you're a person who doesn't have a lot of ideas, you're going to say like, oh, I think we could do this, we could do that, we could do this, we could do that. And you'll have to calm yourself down because I want you to make very aware choices from your intuition. And I don't want you to be so impulsive about it. And this can kind of get impulsive because you're like, oh, it's low-hanging fruit. I'm going to pick that idea and go with it. Pick that idea and go with it. They're not really ideas. They're actually downloaded intuition and messages from, you can call it the beyond, you can call it home, you can call it heaven, you can call it your guides. But if you're not used to it, you'll think it's like low-hanging fruit and it's something that you should absolutely act on. But I really want you to practice outside of the box, moving from intuition. Then we get to the 4th. So if you're someone who likes to put things on your calendar, now's the time to open up your calendar app or get a pen and paper because we're going to talk about the new moon. And the new moon is this opportunity for new growth. It's a time for you to see why you are the way you are and to see yourself in all of your uniqueness without exaggerating, without putting labels on it. Just see yourself authentically as you are. And like when you go to do your life, present yourself, I want you to do it without standing on the top of other people's shoulders. It's not about using other people's momentum to get where you want to go, but it is about seeing that momentum and having it be a part of your community and allowing it to help you. But it's not about squishing other people so that you could be high up. right? This is all community building. And then when we get on to the 5th, like the new moon brings in the Mercury retrograde, but I wouldn't be so upset about this Mercury retrograde. This is like, again, it's all about challenging the sacral chakra. And this is about looking at the creativity, the different. So I would like for you to see this Mercury in retrograde from the 5th all the way through the 28th as a time for you to see people in a new way, or to see the world in a new way. And so if you're looking behind, through your eyes, from behind your eyes, and you're like, I don't like what I see, or this is very routine or mundane to me and I don't want it anymore, then change it. It's very self-empowering. Yes, Mercury in retrograde can get a little weird when you're doing contracts and things of that nature, but really this kind of weird energy that comes with it is opportunity for you to be outside the box. Look at things in a new way. But then it kind of gives a little push to the 6th. The first week is jam-packed, I'll just tell you that. Then it gives rise to the 6th, which I'm calling the anger day. I hear you pausing. The anger day. So if you are someone who has some unsettled disappointment, pissy, frustration, anger inside of you, the energy around is kind of filtering through the body to bring that up to the surface. And it's not bringing it up to the surface for you to be mad about it. It's bringing it up to the surface so that you have an opportunity to find the root cause of it, to find the source of it, and release it very respectfully. It's not about fighting with it and getting upset that it's there. It's about going, oh, I see you now. And I really see you now. So that's great. Now I can put you to rest. Now I see your importance and why you were there with me and put you to rest. So the first week, a lot, but it really is the challenge of the solar plexus. And if you want some assistance in helping the solar plexus, I liked the crystal, the Snowflake Obsidian. Obsidian is pretty wild because it's actually lava glass, and that glass is really reflective. So when you go to look at it, you just see yourself in it. But this has tiny bits of little quartz pieces that got mixed up in all the lava when it was drying. And so it brings it to the surface and it makes these really beautiful, intricate patterns. And that's really what Snowflake Obsidian likes to do for you when you hold on to it. And it's so good for the sacral chakra. Was I saying solar plexus before? Because I mean sacral. The sacral chakra is that it will bring emotions to the surface, kind of like that 6th day of anger. It'll bring emotions to the surface and it will allow you to see them without engaging in them. And so you can really do a lot of deep flushing out. So when you need help for the first week, I would go towards your Snowflake Obsidian. And absolutely, I would carry it all the time. Absolutely, I would keep it in my house, wherever. And absolutely, I would keep it in my car. And absolutely, I would put it around my bed. Like this is a beautiful stone that's not really overbearing. And it's very kind to introverts and extroverts alike. When we come into the second week, where the second week has a really strong theme, and it's really supporting the solar plexus. And with having your solar plexus supported, you can guess it's all about your personality and your character, but it's a lot about the mental body. So those ideas are rushing in again, but I want to warn you, that low-hanging fruit. I don't want you to think that all of a sudden you're a rock star, or that you start to exaggerate who you are or overjudge yourself, and get more situated and grounded into the reality of who you are. And to do that, it will require you to be able to see how others see you. It is a great reflection technique, but the second week is all creativity coming through the solar plexus, feeding ideas and giving you new opportunity, lots of detail and research, all like around the 10th. It's like your mental body is going to go, oh my God, this is so for me. I am so supported and nurtured at this moment. I just want to learn everything. And it's going to go down a rabbit hole. So If you are somebody already who likes to learn a lot, the 10th is going to be very exciting, and you could just dive down the rabbit hole. I chose Smoky quartz to support the solar plexus. Yes, the solar plexus is being supported, but it's a lot of energy, and I'd like for you to stay grounded with it a little bit more. And Smoky quartz can help you stay grounded, and it's actually also known, if you keep it in your car, it will help you with car rage. So if you know anybody who has a difficult time with other drivers as they are in their own car, you can gift them a Smoky quartz or just hide it underneath their seat. They won't know until they clean it, and then they'll wonder why it's there. But it's very, very helpful in staying internal and calm. It reduces stress and anxiety, which solar plexus can give a lot to, like your personality and what's going on and irritation. So it calms it down. Then we get into week 3, which I like to say has a lot of breaks. Good breaks, not bad breaks. So like on the 16th, I learned from Jamie what a Kit Kat is. I mean, I know a Kit Kat, but there's a commercial that was after my time that was about give me a break. I won't sing it to you, but I have been practicing it. And it's all about giving yourself a break and doing something new and fun. So on the 16th, you can either see it as a day of rest, or you can just see it as a moment to step back. And like between the second week, solar plexus energy, and getting towards the 16th, you might have found yourself really into your workload, right? Because the details, the knowledge, the research, the ideas just rolling in, you might find you have to express it. You have to get it out there. So on the 16th, some of you might find that you are really over the work you're doing, and you might be questioning, like, why do I do this? You're okay. You do it because you chose to, and you probably most likely love it. So it's okay. You just need a break, like a Kit Kat, because you break the candy open. That's why they do it that way. Well, it's not candy, it's chocolate. And then on the 18th, you get another break. But I'm going to call this one the mental break, not in a bad way. But this is a day where, like, if you have something very heavy on your schedule, like a conversation or a confrontation or a really important like topic you need to talk about, don't do it. Just say, I'd like to wrap back around on the 19th, or I'd like to talk about it later. Because on the 18th, it's like there's too much air in the balloon. And if you apply pressure to it, it could just pop. And then it feels overwhelming. And so to keep surfing the energy that's coming in, these days of breaking, like taking a rest on the 16th and just chilling out mentally on the 18th, and kind of feeding off what the full moon is giving on the 19th, that would be better choices so that you can stay more present and aware of the energy that's coming in. Because the full moon is telling you it's time to play, which is kind of my favorite thing to do. I have to cough.
Go ahead.
There it goes. That was weird. So when the full moon comes, it's like the inner child in you wants to come out and play. It's not like you as the age that you are. It's like you start thinking about when you were really youthful and how fun something was, and you're like, I want to try that again. It could be a new food, it could be an activity, it could be calling an old friend, but it's just like bringing that back to life, and it really lives. And I will say, if you are single and you are looking to connect to other people in a romantic way, this is the day to begin. I don't know what you do. You play the game. You play the field. Go play the field, because everybody else is feeling that energy too, and everybody else is kind of coming to and going, connection, community. I like a piece of that. I'd like a relationship. I want some intimacy. Like everybody's kind of feeling that at the same time, and the full moon is really bringing that in. So that's kind of fun to talk about. But it's, ooh, this is why her body feels heavy, that she's got stuff in there. Um, but the full moon is time for also like this seeing things in an unconventional way. It goes back to kind of the mirroring the first week, where to be outside of the box. And you're really going to need the awareness of your sacral and your heart chakra, your emotional centers, to stay present for these kinds of lessons that are coming up. But I will say from the 19th on through August, I really like the 19th through the 28th. A lot. But okay, it's all heart energy. It's all heart. The heart is so needed. This is where you're going to live from. This is where you're going to think from. This is how you're going to behave from. And I chose green fluorite. This is the way it naturally grows. Isn't it pretty? I thought that was pretty spectacular. So green fluorite is very light. It's very sweet. It's very supportive, and it also does a very similar thing to what the Snowflake Obsidian does, where it pulls from the bottom. So any kind of lost emotions or hardships will come to the surface, but neither one of these do it aggressively. It's all very soft and very sweet, and it's like it wants to hold your hand to go, it's okay to look at this now. You're strong enough. You've grown. You're older now. You have a different perspective. And then it's so kind and sweet. Sometimes you don't realize that you're doing the work, which I think is quite beautiful, because if you don't realize you're doing the work and you find success, you already feel like that's part of who you are, and it's part of your knowledge base, and it's what you can do. So these are really great teachers and very wonderful to have with you for the whole month. But from the 19th to the 28th, it is really about the heart chakra being needed. You will need to react from here. So after the 19th, after the full moon just says, okay, now we're going to start bringing in community. Now we're going to start pairing up some people, and now we're going to like tighten up friendships at the workplace, at home, in family relationships, because there is just day after day after day of really wonderful stuff and a lot of empathy. So on the 21st, I would definitely put this one on your calendar. On the 21st, it's more of a 2-day thing if you want to think about it, because the energy rolls in real late. So that can affect the day before and also the day. But it's all about empathy, and I call it the empathy day. It's allowing your emotions to guide you, but not in a scary, vulnerable way. It's like, wow, this is what it feels like to be authentic. So maybe authenticity is not about just not telling lies and being honest, like with the mental body and my thoughts. It's also about sharing with people how I am emotionally and acknowledging how I am feeling in my body. So it's going to be really easy that day. And I'll talk more about that day in the deep dive that I'm going to do after this. But there's some magical elements to some of these days from the 19th through the 28th. And then we kind of roll in a little bit more into the early 20s, and it's still about romance and a little kiss. Like there's some kiss days in the early 20s, 22, 23, 24. And so it's not like you feel like this bug of romance, but it's like you feel so secure in your body because your empathy has been ignited, that you want to merge it with somebody that you really care about. And that's when like these snuggle moments happen. And you'll find this true even with the relationships between you and your plants and your garden and your home and your animal companions, especially your family and your sweethearts and your lovers and partners. They're going to really feel that because they're going through the same thing. So it kind of just refreshes the connection and the importance of people to people, which is really nice. And then we get to the 28th. So all of that is kind of blending and happening. And we get to the 28th, and it's like this empathy and compassion day. And it's like, you know what? Look beyond the conventional, look towards the unconventional. Remember how I said several months ago about 2024, you're going to see things you haven't seen before? And I would love to dive in about politics, but I won't really do it here. But I will a little bit on the deep dive because there's some really spectacular timeline jumping that's going on. And a lot of you are really, really feeling it now. You're quite aware of it. And the holes in some of your government's decisions are so big that masses of people can look through them and see the truth. And so a lot of people are waking up, waking up, waking up, waking up. And they're like, this isn't what I thought it was. And this isn't what I was told it was. So when we come in with all of this, looking at the unconventional and seeing things that you've just never thought you would ever see before in your lifetime coming true, and pairing it with empathy and compassion, this is where we're building a new earth. This is how the new stuff gets built. Awareness, looking outside of the box, right? Because if you're just using the same skills that you had inside the box, you're just going to rearrange the pieces, but you're pretty much going to build the same thing. So you're looking at the unconventional, you're looking outside of things, which is what the full moon is really giving on the 19th and pushing and pushing and pushing for you. And then by the 28th, you're like, I get another reprieve. I get another chance to look at how to do this differently. And I'm coming from empathy and compassion. And then right at the tail end of August, it's like, go love yourself. It's like, go have some fun and do a hobby, express some creativity, like just have a little bit of a fireworks show for you. So overall, I really enjoy what August's energy is doing. It's not really supporting a lot for the economics of the world and what's going on. It's more of a supportive energy for humanity. In fact, there are many spots during August where you just kind of rise to the surface and you have an awareness about humanity efforts, humanitarian support, and you see it in a much more global presence rather than looking at it and going, I'm just one person. I don't have a voice. I wish I could do something. It's so funny to cough. It's like a tickle, and then everything in the throat squeezes when you cough. But I bet you're used to that because you know what it's like to cough. But it's really different. I'm going to do it again. I don't know why I'm looking over here because now the microphone is on me. Right there. Okay, let's talk about the Hertz animal essential oils and all the other yummy things for August. The Hertz, I'm choosing a very low single-digit Hertz. It's 4 to 8 Hertz. It's really like the theta brainwave. And yes, they have like binaural beats and they have sounds about it. I would definitely go look at that and listen to it. I would put it on late at night, or I would definitely put it on when you're in meditation. Mm-hmm. This low Hertz is like, it's supportive to meditation. It's supportive to spirit communication. And it's going to help with this being outside of the box. Do you know there's a thing called theta healing or theta therapy? What's it called? Theta therapy. Isn't it?
Theta healing?
Theta healing. And it is the place where you're slightly hypnotized, and it is the amount of brain waves. There's not a lot happening. It's very low, where you can rewire the brain and how it sees, connects to belief systems, connects to past life, future lives, and so forth. A lot of change happens in this. This month is like a theta month. It is about being outside of the box. It's about looking for those changes. It's about that creativity, answer seeking. So I chose those. 4 to 8 hertz. And then I thought for the spirit animal, it'd be very nice to have the rabbit represented. The rabbit or the bunny, however you want to call it, wild or domesticated. The rabbit brings a lot of creativity, a lot of fun, a lot of love, right? From the 19th to the 28th is all about love and snuggle and kindness and harmony, finding harmony about how you were taught to be versus how you're going to be outside of those structures, because that is the growth that you are doing from the 3D to 5D. And August is the month for that practice moment. So we have the rabbit. So when you see the rabbit, you can just go, I'm doing it. Like, I got it. See it as a cheerleading, as a positive note. And then for essential oils, for those of you who enjoy scent and smell, I mentioned all of these different frequencies that pair nicely with August, not because I think that you need to do all of them to make August your best. It's for fun too. It's use what you're attracted to and let the rest just sit there. But if you're a sniffer and you love smells, I would use these 3 ingredients. I would use Clary Sage, 3 drops. Cedarwood, 2 drops. Orange, 2 drops. And I would mix them together. It wants to cough again. It's funny. It's like I can feel something on the inside right there. But that doesn't feel good when you push on it. So those 3 essential oils are very wonderful to use. You can put them in a diffuser or you can make your own spray. If you're making a spray, you can put up to like 66 drops of essential oil and 4 ounces of distilled water. But I would, do the math, see how many drops of each you can put in there, keeping true to the recipe of 3-2-2. And the reason I chose the Clary Sage, Cedar, and Orange. Orange is the brightener. It brings the joy. So that's really going to represent the end of the month. It'll also be that note that comes in and lingers on the top after you get the Clary Sage is the base note. It's very, very strong. And it's the rooter, but it's also a heart sharpener. So it cleanses and it purifies and it removes frequencies that don't work well. And then you'll get that cedarwood, which is about spirit communication, about finding that authenticity in your connections and relationships, which August has plenty of opportunity. And then you would get that spritz of orange, which is like the joy buffer, like it sprinkles. When you are gridding your bed this month with crystals, I would absolutely use all 3 that we talked about today. So I would get 4 pieces of green fluorite, 4 pieces of smoky quartz, and I would get 4 pieces of snowflake obsidian. I wouldn't necessarily put plain obsidian, it's black obsidian around my bed. That one it pulls forward a lot of intense looking at self and who you are, where this one is more happy. It's more simplified, it has more beauty and more light feeling in it because of the snowflakes. So I would use snowflake obsidian. If you don't have it, I would leave it out and I would use the black tourmaline. So I would put a set around each corner of your bed. So you have 4 locations, and those sets of stones will talk to each other. And they will then move that energy through your body as you're resting in bed. And if you want to heighten it, then you put another set underneath the middle of the bed and another set above your bed. So it makes a pyramid on top and a short pyramid on the bottom. The short pyramid at the bottom will pull from the earth, which has negative current energies, very good for grounding, sleep, and rest. And then your energy will be pulled up and it will communicate to the above, which you can call more of a positive energy. And that is where a lot of the healing comes from, the changing of frequencies if you're looking to turn all that over. And this is the month of August. Was that enough?
Yes. Did you get through everything?
I think so. The animals, the crystals. Oh, the best day to communicate? I would pick 2 of them. The best day to communicate to spirit, I would pick day number 1. That's especially for the clairvoyance, because it's a lot of ideas coming in and it's a lot of creativity. So your clairvoyance or your claircognizance, that's a good one too. Your claircognizance will really come online. So you just kind of know stuff or you see it. And then the second day that I would pick is on the 28th. I mentioned before, I really like the 28th. I like the 28th. It comes right after like the kiss, snuggle days, and it's just another dose of empathy and compassion. It's like the world is going to look so beautiful for like those sets of days. So I would choose the 28th because if you're clairsentient or if you're empathic, that's going to be a very clear day to communicate. There you go.
Thank you so much, Maitland.
Doesn't it feel good to have like happy tones to the month? There's a lot of happy tones and love to the month. Creativity and love. So when complications, when you see weird stuff like with presidential elections, or you see weird stuff with laws unraveling or unfolding, or injustices in the world, like with war and things, you're going to have a uniquely different perspective of it, a better way of holding it because of the energies that are coming in. It's a really strong practice month, guys. Stay from your heart. Did anybody have a clarity question?
There was really no clarity questions. I think that there's a lot of curiosity around what is unfolding with the U.S. presidential election. So I don't know if you want to cover that now or if you want to cover that during the deep dive. I know that Jamie's body probably needs a break in between the two.
I was going to do it in a deep dive because I don't know what the regulations are and what we can say on the public one.
Okay.
Do we know? Does anybody here know? I know I can't
I
say
think
the
there's all
bad
kinds of
words.
people saying all kinds of different stuff
Oh,
on
really?
YouTube. Yeah, I don't think that there's like... But if you'd rather cover it in the deep dive, I will totally support you in that. We have about 20 minutes before the deep dive, so to give Jamie a little bit of a break.
Should I just say 3 sentences?
Sure.
What was the question about?
Well, going back to them, if I remember them correctly, there was one, has any shift taken place now that Harris is running instead of Biden? And so that's still same trajectory with her in the running.
Took place when there was the attempted assassin. That's when the shift took place. But it wasn't when Biden stepped down. Because Biden's energy was never in it to begin with. He wasn't actively in it. So there wasn't a lot of strong rooted energy. That's the difference when you're just the facade and the face instead of the work. So the timeline shifted with the attempt. I'll talk more of it in the deep dive. I promise.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much, Maitland.
It
sounds like a great month.
It does, and it will be. Even though it's still, you're going to see things that you've just never seen before. Like, come on, you got to see a lot of crazy weather around the world. You saw attempted assassination. You saw like presidentials stepping down. There's just a lot of crazy stuff, but you're still you. And it's going to be a big opportunity to operate from the heart and from love. I'll see you later, alligators.
After a while, crocodile.
I'll see you soon, baboon.
We have a be sweet parakeet.
Oh, that's good. Be sweet, parakeet.
Stay at it, little rabbit.
That's it. That's the one that wins because it's the rabbit animal. So what is it again?
Stay at it, little rabbit.
Stay at it, little rabbit. Who is that?
That was from Amora.
You win. Stay at it, little rabbit.
Thank you.
Have a good time, everybody.
We'll see all of you at noon.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I know you will.
Bye.